Hello, good morning, how the devil are you? It is the 30th of March 2022. This is your 8 AM movement snack. This is bed hair day without a cap on. Look at it. Okay, I'll go and wash my hair in a minute. We're having our bathroom redone. So everything was taken out yesterday, so I haven't had a chance to get my head over the sink today to wash my hair this morning, and then I'm going to have a shower at the gym after this. So this is bad hair day. It's not too bad really, is it? It's not too bad. It's passable. Just apart from the antenna on the back. Look at that. I can get Radio 2 on that, look. Right, anyway, if you want to catch up, hello. Give us a little comment. Let us know where you are, what it's happening, what it's doing down where you are. Coventry, it's bleh. That's the word. Bleh. That's what it's like. It's not raining. It's not sunny. It's not cold. It's not windy. It's just bleh. There you go. I'm available for weather forecasting if anyone from ITV is looking, or BBC. You know, the weather in the southeast today is going to be bleh. It could catch on. You never know. Kels, good morning. Dawn, good morning. I'll wave to me buddies. How you doing? This is our 8 AM movement snack. It is, as I say, Wednesday. It's the 30th. Can you believe it's the 30th of March already? Oh, blimey. I don't know, what's going on? 30th of March. It'll be Easter soon. Anyway, pop us a comment in, let us know what's happening in your part of the world if you're on catch up. I'm going to say hello to all this lot that are coming on board live. So I've said hello to Dawn and Kels already. I can see we've got somebody else who's popped up as well. Who's that? I can't. It's this whole thing. I don't want to get too close. I have to look up because of me varifocals to see that. If I get in close, you see. But then you can see what my nose. You don't want to see what my nose, do you? I can do that. But then I can't see. So say hello when you come on board. Let me know who's here. Here we go. They're coming up now. All the comments are coming up. I was having no comments. Bright and cheerful here where you are. Good morning, Dave. Teaching in Gateshead today and tomorrow. And I'm on the 12 noon. Why are Marnie up in Gateshead? Have you seen the Angel of the North? I was desperate to see Angel of the North. I was in North Shields a couple of weeks ago, and then a month before that, and been to Newcastle before, and up on the train last time. So you got an amazing view of Durham Cathedral as you went past, and an amazing view of the Angel of the North. I'm hoping, as I was driving back down, I would get to see the Angel of the North again, but it didn't take me on the A1, it took me on the A19, so I didn't. So say hello to her for me, will you? Anthony Gormley's amazing statue, and he's done some beautiful stuff over in Cosby, I think it is, on the west coast, just down from St Anne's, Liverpool way. Anyway, have a great day, have a great couple of days in Gateshead. What is it you're teaching? Is it PSI? Is it PSI? Kels, are you teaching? Maddie Stanger, good morning to you. Good to have you with us. Timmy Ballot, did he say Blair? He also said itsy bitsy teeny weeny yellow polka dot bikini, didn't he? It was the guy with the mallet, wasn't he? Timmy Mallet. Carol Elliott, good morning to you. George Anderson, good morning to you. Frosty and sunny morning where you are, with patches of hail and snow on the ground. A few snowflakes floating about in the air too. So romantically put, George. I want to be there now. It's like, that sounds lovely. Sheila Day, good morning to you. The collective have arrived. Morning, corrective have collected. Okay. Typo should say collective. Carol Kent Country. That's right, Gateshead. Correct. Carol Kent is up that way. You saw her last night as I drove in. Carol Kent or the Angel of the North? I'm hoping it's the Angel of the North. Carol Kent just wasn't standing there going, OEP for Kels. Have a good couple of days, Kels. Francis McFarlane, overcast in Malverns, or in Malvern. And let's have a look who else we got. Vivian Dickinson is in. Rainy day in Bolton. Sandra Hewitt is in. Rather dull where you are. Have you got a blur day as well down there? It's nothing much, just dull. Bit like my conversation, really. Julian Matthews, good morning to you and everyone. I think you've got rain coming. I hope not. We haven't got rain coming. I don't like rain. Gets me airway and I can't do anything with it then. You had a lovely walk yesterday, Francis, which is wonderful to hear. Margaret Wood saying hi to Serial Snackers from a dull Chesterfield. We've got Gillian Hillier is in from a misty PT, and Rosalie Hollis. It's dull in Jersey too. Where's the brightness? What a bit of brightness apart from, I quite want Georgie's weather because it sounded really. Should we have a recap? Frosty and sunny morning with patches of hail and snow on the ground, a few snowflakes floating about in the air too. Anyway, we should be getting around to 8 o'clock, shouldn't we? Yeah, we are. Time for a 3-2-1, but we'll just say hello to Sarah Paul, who's got snow. Build us a snowman. Send us a picture, Sarah. If there's enough, that is. Okay? Let's get ourselves ready to go then, shall we? So lose those comments off the bottom of the screen. Ready for a whoosh, whoosh, whoosh? In honour of the snow, we'll have a snowball, yeah? So, good morning, everybody. Welcome along. You're with Dave Montgomery from Later Life Training. Today is Thursday. It's Wednesday, not Thursday. It's the 30th of March 2021, and you've got me, Dave Montgomery, plus my antenna look. Here for your 8 a.m. movement snack. Now, as always, we can do it in standing, we can do it in seated. You can all look away a minute while I get myself off my knees. Ooh, and in we come, yeah? So in standing, I've got fixed external support available. I've got my fireplace and I've got my wall. I've got my socks on today. Got to rush out straight after this. So ready to hit the road. Hence the long trousers. But I've got my socks on so I can feel the floor. I can engage with it under my feet so I can feel how the toes interact. If you're on a hard floor, sensible, comfortable footwear is what we need. Chair-wise, we've got a strong, sturdy chair. Got the sun typing away in the background. Clocking into work already. Giving you a what's up, sup. Like that, that's what we do, isn't it? Sup. Anyway, let's get ourselves ready to go. So, in standing, let's line everything up. We've got our heels in line with our knees in line with our hips. Knees are softened, lifting and lengthening out from our hips to grow that little bit taller. Shoulders coming up, back, and pressing down. So we've opened this rib cage, got some more capacity in there to get the air in. In seated, we do all the lining up, but before we do any of that, we need to bring the back away from the chair so we're sitting tall. From there, it's this lift and shift, this hip walk, to bring ourselves into the front third of the chair. It's what we call our working position. This is where we can get the best movement out, and we really achieve stuff here, yeah? Right, line everything up again, shoulders back. Let's start with that circulation boosting. So bringing the heels off the floor, starting to get movement happening at the lower part of our body, and I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to make it bigger, and that's what it's going to give us our circulation boosting. So the heel raise becomes a march, lifting the foot clear of the floor, not too much. We're not talking about knee lifts here. We're talking about just bringing the toes off the floor about an inch or so. But that gives us the opportunity to really start to point those toes down, so we can start to mobilise down into those ankles. We'll focus on those later, but here we can start to get some movement really happening in them. Now, in seated, it's a big movement here. We've already got that hip flexor at 90 degrees, and now we're asking it to work a little bit harder by lifting those knees up. So if you need to bring it down into a heel raise, that's where you go. Yeah. Let's pop an arm in, drive the elbow backwards. We're looking around about 90 degrees. Don't have to be exact. Don't have to get your sets going out. It's just this 90 degree sort of movement so that we don't get this lackadaisical wave, yeah, of the arm. That's not that. We don't want to swing, we want to drive. Now, in seated and in standing, if we're not using support, we can change to the other hand. We do that in standing, as you know, but we just need to think about where the support is. So if it's in front, you can just put one hand down and change to the other. If it's to the side, however, we've got to turn. So lose the arm, make the steps a little bit smaller, turn into your support. Once you face the other way, we can take it in on the other side. And then finally, in seated and in standing, if you feel steady and stable, why not both arms, both legs, more movement happening. Now what's happening while all this is going on is the arteries are opening. The blood's flowing a bit more because the heart's going to beat a little bit faster. We're breathing a little bit heavier because we're getting more oxygen. We want more oxygen to get into that blood to pass it around the body. Warm the muscles, feed the muscles, loosen the joints, warm the joints. That's what we're looking to do. So 2 minutes, 3 minutes max, yeah? start to lose this a little bit. So start to take the arms out. Make the movements a little bit smaller again. Bring it back down into that heel raise and then to a pause. At which point, a couple of deep breaths. Right, we've got our trio of trios before 9. So we start here, we go there, we go here. Yeah? All before 9 o'clock. Right, let's bring ourselves in. Base of support firstly. Heels outside of our hips. Let's get that set straight away. Heels flat on the floor. Soles of the feet flat on the floor. Knees slightly softened, lifted and lengthened. Yeah, we're good. Let's come for our shoulders firstly. So lift the shoulders towards the ears and lengthen back down here. Try and press down past where you started. So you're trying to get those shoulder blades lower than where they were to start off with. Key thing here, keep the neck lengthened. So imagine a piece of string pulling you a little bit tall. That neck stays long. So the shoulders come up to the ears, not the ears down to the shoulders, yeah? Try and get the best range of motion that you can. And you look at 4 or 5 of those, remembering that sometimes we might have a little more mobility on one side than the other. There's an ideal opportunity to crowbar additional movements in later on. Once we've done our 4 or 5, take a momentary pause and let's take it into the rotational movement. So we bring the shoulders forward, we lift towards our ears, back past our earlobes, shoulder blades together, and we press down, yeah? So we've got this motion happening here now. Lifting and taking it around. Controlled movement, slow. Reason being, we want to get the best range of motion we can, so we want to try and mobilise every single part of that shoulder. If we do it fast, we just end up doing this. We want to really try and mobilise every part of that shoulder and get it all involved and get the best range of motion. So nice and slow and controlled. Once you've done your 4 or 5 of those, take a pause, we're going to turn our head. Now, have support available in standing, even if you don't feel you need it. Sometimes turning our head can make us feel a little bit disorientated. Chin stays level, eye line stays level, head turns to the side, towards your shoulder, back into the centre with a pause, and then back to the other side. This little pause in the centre is really important. That's where the system in our ears is just going to say, okay, I know where I am. Hopefully you're not going to feel dizzy or disorientated. But if you do, hold on, touching something can help with that. There's 3 systems that help with our balance. Our vision, our vestibular system in our ear, and our proprioception, which is our touch, us being aware of where we are in the surroundings around us. So if you do feel a little disorientated, sometimes just that touch is enough for the body to say, okay, I feel all right now. Once you've done 4 or 5 on each side, you're going to pause. Now, but you need to remember here that you shouldn't feel any pain when you turn that neck, unless you have pain all the time, in which case no more pain. So we're just turning it as far as we can, trying to get that best range of motion, this little pause in the centre, and then across to the other way. We turn our head all the time during the day, don't we? Talking to people by the side of us, looking for things around us. We don't turn the whole body, we'll turn our head. So this is the key thing. These are all moves that we do all the time. We just focus on them here. Right, we're going to take it into the back of the neck, and I'm going to face this way today. So let me bring myself back down into my kneeling position. So it's the back of the head that we're going to straighten out down here, look. So rather than this little here, we're going to lengthen it. So eye line stays level, fingers on the chin just as guide. Now, we can either keep the fingers on the chin or we can leave the fingers where they are and bring them back. But the eye line stays level and we draw the head back, so we get an extra chin. So either fingers on the chin or leaving them where they are, drawing back and then coming forward. We're lengthening down through the back of our neck, but what we're doing mainly as well is we're restacking that head back on to the top of our spine. We're realigning everything. We've got a good central position all the way down. 4 or 5 of those is what you're looking for. Once you've done your 4 or 5, take a pause. Let's head into a circulation booster. We're going to focus on just the bottom half, so feet only with that march, okay? So lifting the toes away from the floor, getting that march going, remembering in seated, we can go to that heel raise if we want. We can do 30 seconds. It's not the whole thing all over again. It's just 30 seconds, but use your support if you need it, yeah? This good, solid movement, just giving that body a little bit of a boost again. As we moved from the first trio down to the second trio, so we start to come down the body into this area here, our trunk area. So, once we've reached our 30 seconds, let's take it to a pause and come back into this big base of support, this good base of support. Now, it's seated, it's standing's on your radar. Get used to this base of support as well, because this is what we really want for this next set of movements. We're working into our trunk. So first movement with knees softened, down to the side, pause in the centre and down the other way. And it's a straight down, straight up movement. So support in front, we just change the hand to do it. Support to the side, however, it's slightly different. We're into the support, back to the centre for a pause, do 4 or 5 on that side and then take as many steps as you need to turn to the other side and away you go. In the chair, it's exactly the same, really, the movement. All we've got to do is make sure that our bottom stays on the chair. So as we come down, the weight stays even across our buttocks. Yeah? We don't lift one cheek as we come down. We keep it firmly on there. Keep our sitting bones firmly on that chair as we come down and up. If we start to lift, then what happens is we take the purpose of the movement away. Plus also we send ourselves into a bit of an unbalanced situation. But by reaching down, what we're doing is we're lengthening up through the side of the body. And let's think about reaching down to pick something up from a lower shelf, those sorts of movements. You know, even reaching down to have a bit of a scratch, a bit of a, ooh, something like that. It's those sorts of movements. Now if we lift, all we're doing is keeping the body exactly as it was. We haven't done anything, we haven't achieved anything. But keeping the bottom firmly down and keeping the feet firmly on the floor, we're lengthening up to the side. Now, once you've done your 4 or 5 on each side, take a pause and we're going to go into our trunk rotation. So here, hands, elbows in line with shoulders, yeah? In seated, we rotate to the side, we pause in the centre and then we take it the other way. We can do exactly the same movement in standing, but the important thing is the bottom stays firmly on the chair again here. And that's going to tell us whether our hips are moving. Because in standing, we don't want those hips to move. So have a look. From here, it's that movement there. We're not going to twist the whole body. So the feet stay firmly on the floor, knees stay softened, and that will help with keeping this pelvis still, these hips still. Support in front, change hand over time, exactly the same for your side bends. Do your 4 or 5, and then turn to the side. Or use your support as a reference point. So if it's behind, we can place ourselves against it, and then exactly as in the chair. If we feel the buttock lifting as we come to the side, we know we've got movement. Equally though, you could have your support in front, and if the hip starts to lift away as you do the rotation, you know you've got movement in those hips as well. Try and focus on that, keeping those still and getting the best movement that you can. Seat belts, rolling over in bed, getting dressed sometimes, even those things sort of thing. Those are all where we use these sorts of movements, aren't they? But even without that, the trunk supports the upper body, so keep it mobile. Right, let's go into our hey back extenders, big back extenders, yeah? We've done our 4 or 5 on each side of those. Here, it's the pelvis that's not going to tip. So we were talking about it turning last time. We don't want it to tip forward or backwards here. So the movement, with our eye line keeping level again, so we're going to give ourselves another chin. We're going to lift the chest and then extend back. Come back in and down. So it's not a lean back, yeah? Knees softened, lifting and extending. Now again, you might want to use your support as a reference point. As in the chair, here, now we can feel through the way that the bum, the buttocks, and the top part of our thighs are touching that chair whether we've got movement. So if I lean back, I can feel the weight shifting onto the back, and we don't want that. We've got the lift, and we've got the lengthen, and the extension. And this is really good. If you've got a lower back pain, this is really going to help as far as that is concerned. So this lift, and this extend. Coming back in, and releasing. 4 or 5 of those is what you're looking for. Remember, it's the lift and the extend, so you may not feel there's a great deal of movement happening there, but you'll feel it within your body. But it's definitely not leaning backwards. That's just going to put pressure onto our lower back, and we don't want to do that. We want to extend it. So lift the chest as the first part of that movement. It may sound strange, but it's going to achieve what we want. As you lift that chest, you're probably going to feel a bit of extension happening in your back anyway. Once you've done 4 or 5 of those, take a pause. We're back into our circulation booster again. Another 30 seconds, but we did lower half last time, upper half this time. Just the arms. So with our arms, we can start to make this a real bit a bit bigger. Okay, too many B's in there. So we can reach forward a little bit. We can put some rotation into those chest and shoulders, so we can make the movement bigger. It's actually the same in standing. If we need to use support, let's do one arm. Let's change our support to the other side, and let's do the other arm. If you feel okay, then try and do both arms. Get that wide base of support. No movement downstairs. We might feel okay without the support. Now, if standing is not on your radar, this is the point at which you're going to go over one of those other movements again. If standing is on your radar, then we'll do a seated version for you to have a look at as well. Bring it down to a pause and let's move down into our final trio. It's our ankle, feet and toes. It's a bit of a cheesy one, I know. You know, it's not three things, but well, it is. It's our ankle, it's our feet and our toes. Okay, what can I say? Standing. Have your support available. We don't want to focus on balance here. It's not about balance. Don't know why I went down there. It's not about balance. It's about getting the best range of motion. Leg that's closest to support, knee stays soft, other foot comes on in. Eventually our line's going to go forward, but we might want to look the first time as we put the toe down, and then we lift and put the heel in the same place. When your heel's on your floor, splay the toes. As you come over, scrunch them, and then point them down to the floor. 4 or 5 on one side, turn to the other side, and do the other. Now again, don't race it. Control the movement, get the best range of motion you can. Seated, we can do that movement. You need to readjust the legs a little bit, but we can still do, look, toe and heel, and we can still do that splay and that scrunch. Or we can take a little hip walk back into the chair. Once we've hip walked back into the chair, we can take the foot away in front of us, about 1 inch off the floor, and here we get the point, and there's the heel action. But the foot's off the floor. So here we can scrunch the toes, here we can splay the toes. Now, pop your foot down and have a rest every now and again if you need to, and certainly don't let that leg drift up. It's not about this working, it's about this mobilising. It's about getting that ankle joint really mobilised. Once you've done your 4 or 5 in standing, if you want to, let's take it into this movement. This is our walk, isn't it? It's exaggerated here, but this is that heel-toe action. Look, here's the heel, rolling through onto the ball of the foot and the toe. Yeah? And certainly if you're in your socks, you'll definitely feel it on the floor. Even in your shoes, you'll probably feel it to some extent within the shoes. Feel the toes start to splay out a little bit and grip that floor as you come up onto the balls of the feet. That's why we focus on those as well. All right, that is your ATM movement snack for this Wednesday, the 30th of March. Have a great day. I think you've got Kelsey with you at noon, Bex with you at 4 this afternoon. I will see you bright and breezy tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Have a great day, and I will see you real soon. Take care. Toodles. Bye.